Hey guys, welcome to the Catway. So in this video, we are going to talk about factorials and IGP. So before I begin, I would like to thank all the people who have joined us. Our Facebook group link is there in the description below. Now let's roll in for the video. So what is a factorial? Factorial can be said as the product of consecutive numbers up till n. Okay, so for n factorial, what can we say? We can say that it is equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 and up till n. Okay, so this is the value of n factorial. Now values of first few factorials. See, 1 factorial is equal to 1, 2 factorial is equal to 2, 3 factorial is equal to 6, 4 factorial is equal to 24, 5 factorial is equal to 120, 6 factorial is equal to 720, and 7 factor sorry guys okay 7 factorial is equal to 5040. Okay, so these are the few values of few factorials which you should remember for quick calculations. Now let's roll in for some properties of factorials. Okay, so for a factorial, you must know that n minus 1 factorial divided by n is only possible for composite numbers except the number 4. Okay, that is, this will not be possible for prime numbers. Okay, all prime numbers, not possible for prime numbers. Okay, now let's see why is it possible for prime numbers. For prime numbers, what happens is, let's say for 11 we are checking. Okay, so what will it be? It will be 11 minus 1 factorial divided by 11. What it will be? It will be 10 factorial divided by 11, and it will be 1 into 2 into 3 into up till 10 divided by 11. Now as we know that 11 does not have any factors from the first 10 numbers except the number 1, but 1 doesn't count. Okay, so it does not have any factors, so there is no number which can divide 11, and so that it can be removed from the denominator. So that is the reason why it is not divisible for prime numbers, because for every prime number the same case will be there. Let's say you are talking about 23, so up till 1 to 22 there are no numbers which can divide 23, so 23 cannot be removed from the denominator. That means it will not completely divide 22 factorial. So that's the reason it is not possible for prime numbers. Now let's check it for 4. For 4 the case will be 3 factorial divided by 4. What will be it? It will be 6 divided by 4. We know 6 is not divisible by 4, but for every other composite number the case will satisfy. Okay, so n minus 1 factorial divided by n is only possible for composite numbers except 4. Also it is not possible for prime numbers. Now one more property. See, whenever it will be written in the form 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial plus up till n into n factorial. Okay, the value of this will be let's say its value will be less than n plus 1 factorial, and the difference would be 1. Okay, the difference would be 1. Okay, now let's check it for, let's say, 5 factorial. So 5 factorial value is 120. Okay, and what we are going till here, we will go up till here till 4. So what we will write is 1 into 1 factorial, 2 into 2 factorial, 3 into 3 factorial, 4 into 4 factorial. Now let's check the value. So 1 into 1 plus 2 into 2 plus 3 into 6 plus 4 into 24. Okay, what will it be? 1 plus 4 plus 18 and plus 96. Okay, then what we have? 18 and 96, 114 plus 519. You can see the difference between them is 1. Okay, so this is the case that whenever it is written 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial up till n into n factorial, its value will be 1 less than the value of n plus 1 factorial. Okay, this will always be the case. Now let's learn how to factorize a factorial. So factorize a factorial. Factorize a factorial. So how do you do it? Let's talk about 15 factorial. We have to factorize 15 factorial. So what we will do is, you write it as the factorial form. Okay, 10 into 11 will be 12, 13, 14 and 15. Okay, so this is what we have. Now write 4 will be written as 2 square, 6 will be written as 2 into 3, 8 will be written as 2 cube, 9 will be written as 3 square, 10 will be written as 2 into 5, 12 will be written as 2 square into 3, 14 will be written as 2 into 7, and 15 would be written as 3 into 5. Okay, now count how many 2's do we have. We have 1 2, then 3, then we have 4, then we have 7, and then we have 8, then we have 9 and 10, and then we have 11. So it is 2 to the power 11 into, it is 3 one time, 2 times, 2 times, then 4 times, after 4 times it is 5 times, and 6 times. So it is 3 power 6. Okay, now come to 5. So how many 5s are there? 1, 2 and 3. So it is 5 cube. Then it is 7 square, as you can see, 1 7 here and 1 7 here, it is 7 square. Then we have 11, that is only 1 11, and we have 1 13. So this is the prime factorization of a factorial, and that is how you factorize a factorial. Okay, now let's move towards the IGP. What is IGP? Let's see. IGP means integers greatest power. Okay, greatest power. Now this we will understand with the help of example, but first the general notation for it. Let's say you have to find the highest power of a in n factorial. So what you do is, sorry guys, we write it as n divided by a plus n divided by a square. We have n divided by a cube. We have n divided by a to the power 4, and so on up till we get, up till the value of this division is 0.xx. Okay, so till we get that. Acha, now let's come to actual example. So we have to find the highest power of 2, highest power of 2 in, let's say, 100 factorial. So what you do is 100 divided by 2 plus 100 divided by 4 plus 100 divided by 8, 100 divided by 16, 100 divided by 32, 100 divided by 64, 100 divided by 128. Will we write 100 divided by 128? No, we will not write, because the value of this is going to be 0.xx. Okay, now in these many, what we will do, we only take the integral part. Okay, so let's say 100 by 2 is 50, 100 by 4 is 25. Now 100 by 8 is 12.5, but we will only take 12 as a answer. Okay, because we only take the integral part. Now 100 divided by 16, it would be 6 point something, we will take only 6. 100 by 32 will be 3 point something, we will take 3. 100 by 64 is 1 point something, we take 1. What is the total value? 75, 87, 97. So 97 will be our answer. Okay, now let's move ahead. Now we will do with it with a shortcut. Now what we have to, let's say we have to find a highest power of 3 in 100 factorial. Now what you have to do, you just write the first term. It will be 100 by 3. What do you get? 33.33. We will take only the integral part, that is 33. Now instead of writing the others, what you can do is you can simply divide 33 by 3, you will get a 11. Okay, then what you can do is you can divide 11 by 3, you will get 3.66, but you will only take 3. Now 3 by 3, 1. What will be the answer? 44 plus 4, 48. Now this will be your answer. Okay, acha. Now what if it says that you have to find the highest power of a composite number? Acha, when you have to find the composite number, what you will do is you will split it in terms of two prime factors. Why do you do that? Is because this formula works only for prime numbers. Okay, this only works for prime numbers. Okay, this is an important thing. So that is why whenever you have to find it for the composite numbers, you have to write that composite numbers in terms of two in its prime factor form, and then for each and every prime factor you have to find its highest power, and whatever will be the lowest will be your answer. Now let's explain. Let's say you have to find the highest power of 6 in let's say in 100 factorial. So 6 will be in prime factor form be written as 2 into 3. Now earlier we had found out for 2 it will be 97, the highest power of 2 in 100 factorial, and for 3 it will be 48. Now our answer will be 48. Why is that? See, For making a 6, we need a 2 and a 3. Acha, after 48 threes are consumed, 48 twos are also consumed. Now we are left with approximately, let's say, 49 twos. We are left with 49 twos, but we aren't left with any 3. So if there is no 3, that we cannot form a 6. Okay, so that is why we take the smaller value as our answer. Okay, now let's say what would have been the case if it would have been, let's say, highest power of 12 in 100 factorial. So you cannot go on blindly marking the answer for the greater number, whatever is the IGP of the greater number, because we know that the greater number will have a lesser IGP. Okay, because it is a greater number, so it will have a lesser IGP, but you cannot go on following it blindly. Okay, the reason is sometimes it can differ. So let's take one example and let's see if it differs in that. If not, we'll try one more example. Okay, so let's say we are talking about 12 factorial. So in 12 factorial, what is going to happen? We have to find the highest power of 12. We have to find the highest power of 12 in 100 factorial. So how can 12 be written? So 12 will be written as 2 square into 3. Acha. So highest power of 2 square, 2 is in 100. The highest power of 2 we know is 100 factorial. We know it is 97. And we know that in 100 factorial, the highest power of 3 is 48. But in this case, what is going to happen is for every 12, we need two twos. Okay, we need two twos. So for two twos, we will make a pair of twos. So how many pairs will be made? We will be able to make 48 pairs and then one two will be left. Okay. And from here we have 48 threes. So these 48 twos will combine with 48 threes. So that means here also the answer will be 48, but it does not, but both the cases, both are equal. So I hope you are getting it. What happens when one of the numbers, one of the prime factors has a power greater than 1? They combine and they form a pair. Okay. Now let's take an example for that and let's see what we can do. Okay, let's find the number of okay, so we can try one more example. Let's say we have to find it for 36. Okay, for 36, the highest power of 36 in 200 factorial, let's say we have to find. So what we will do is 36, how can it be written? It can be written as 2 square, that is 4, and into 3 square. So what we will do is we'll find the highest power of 2 and we'll find the highest power of 3. So highest power of 2 in 200 factorial would be 200 divided by 2, that is 100, then 100 by 2 50, 50 by 2 25, 25 by 2 12, 12 by 2 6, 6 by 2 3, 3 by 2 1. Why 1 and why 12? Because we only take the integral part. So we know the value of this is going to be 97. So we add 100 to it, it will be 197. Okay. Now for 200 divided by 3, what do we have? It will go 66 times. So 66 plus 33 plus 11. Sorry, this one will not be 33. So 66 divided by 3, it will be 22, it will be 7, and it will be 2. So what will be the answer? 66, 22, 88. 88 plus 9 would give me 88 and 9 would give me 97. So here we have 97. Okay. Now what we are going to do is, see, there are two twos in 36. So we will form a pair of 2. So pair of 2 will be formed. How many will be there? So for 2 square, we will have only 196 divided by 2, that is 98 pairs of 2 square, and 1 2 will be left out. For this one we will have 48 pairs of 3 square and there will be one pair of 3 left out. So we need 3 square and we need 2 square. So 3 square is 48, 2 square is 98. So our final answer would be 48. Okay, I hope this one is clear. So do check for if the case of composite numbers is checked, they do check that if they are forming some pairs or something like that, and do verify what are the final greatest power which you are getting for that number. Okay, do not go blindly that this is the greater number, so it will have a smaller IGP. It isn't the case every time. Okay, we will get to know much more examples of that when we will learn about number of trailing zeros. Okay, because in that we will have to check for 2 and 5. We'll talk about that in the next video, but till now I hope this much is clear. What are factorials and how to factorize a factorial, few properties of factorial, and IGP, how to find the integer's greatest power of a prime number, and how to find the integer's greatest power of a composite number. Okay, so I hope this much is clear. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll meet in the next video with the number of trailing zeros.